Hello and welcome to another Red and Blue. Today we're going to do a keep, loan and sell list for Man City and Man United. This is the Man City edition. So Ant's going to take the lead and I'll just chime in every now and again. So over to you, Ant.
Look forward to you chiming in, Nick.
Yeah, I do as well.
I'll start with the goalkeepers. On the keep option, obviously Ederson is definitely going in there. There's absolutely no
You
way
sure?
we're getting rid of him.
I saw how he performed at Old Trafford.
Absolutely no way is he going anywhere. Muric, he's out on loan at the minute. He played really well for us when we needed him really last season. He really stepped in as a sort of a cup keeper.
So do you think he should go on loan again?
I'd like to see him come back and stay because I do think Bravo's going to go. I don't think he'll be sold. I think he'll retire. I'm going to put him in there just for argument's sake.
Okay.
I honestly think he'll retire or maybe move to a coaching role. And that's the same for Scotty Carson as well. I don't think he's going to...
Well, he's only on loan, isn't he? So
that's it, yeah. And we've got that...
yeah.
He's not on this list, Zach Steffen.
Right, okay.
He's knocking about. He's on loan in America at the minute. For some reason, he's not in our squad list though. So I wonder if it's one of them dodgy transfers we've done where they've not actually officially signed yet.
Yeah, probably.
But Scott Carson and Bravo are possibly going to retire and move to coaching roles, in my opinion. Bravo, I love Bravo now. When he first came, I didn't like him, to be honest, because he replaced my favourite, Joe Hart. But yeah, he's grown on me a little bit. He's sort of dealt with all the blows that he's been given. He's stood back up and he's performed admirably. Scott Carson, the closest he's come to playing is when Ederson got injured. And I think he got a bit excited when Ederson was injured. Bravo got red carded and they still put Kyle Walker in there. But to be fair, that's because Bravo was on the bench. But I bet he was thinking, this could be my chance. Anyway, moving on to the back line.
Just one, while I touch on Bravo, I've affectionately nicknamed him T-Rex Arms because he has the smallest arms I've ever seen on a keeper.
I used to call him the Invisible Man because it just felt like every time someone got through on goal 1-on-1 with him, the ball would just go through him. It was like, oh look, it's gone through him again.
I feel that's an arms thing.
That season was so frustrating. I feel like everything was blamed on him, but what you've got to remember is we'd just gone from playing one way to a completely different way. And there was a little bit of a grey. I don't think everyone really knew what they were doing, to be honest. And we had players like Sanya trying to play out from the back, and it was uncomfortable to watch. So yeah, I feel like he got a lot of stick that year, but he's coming to his own, and he looks like a proper manny lad now with his beard and his haircut. Anyway, moving on to the back line. Tell you what, let's go for Mendy, because I think we touched on him the other day. I honestly think, and this is if the season doesn't continue, he doesn't pick up, I honestly think we should possibly get rid of him. I feel like he's been a bit of a wasted investment. I mean, at Monaco, when he played against us in the Champions League, I remember watching that and thinking, he's really good, love to have him. Because at the time, that was one of our weak spots, the full-back positions. And he was banging in crosses, he was getting forward, he could defend as well. And in that Monaco team, he was really important, and that was sort of the Monaco team with, the Bernardo Silvas and the Martinhos and Mbappe's in it. And he still stood out in that team, so... I just feel like since he's come to us, he's never really kicked on. I did touch on this in a previous video as well. He's never really kicked on, and he's never took off. I think, again, injuries maybe might have played a part, which is unfortunate on his behalf, but we're struggling in that position at the minute.
I don't think he has big game mentality, big club mentality, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. I mean, his mindset's been questioned a few times as well. He can be a little bit silly and a little bit stupid about stuff, like not be serious sort of when it matters. I'm sure that's not the case though, to be honest. I think Pep would rock him if that was the case. But yeah, anyway, Laporte, not even going to think about it, he's got to stay. Influential,
you've missed him
key
too
player,
much.
massive player for us, great signing for 60 mil. He seems a bargain. Bernardo Silva, again, he's got to stay. Another really, really important, influential player. Obviously, last season he was really important for us, and I think going forward he can only get better, to be honest, especially if they play him in midfield, by the way. Pep, if you ever watch this, play Bernardo Silva in the centre of the park. Do not play him on the wing.
He's going to take his managerial tips from you.
He's got to. I mean, the guy's got iron lungs. I hate when he plays that wide. Whenever I see a team sheet and he's out on the wing, I just think, oh no, Pep. I mean, you can't argue with Pep, but still. David Silva, again, I'm only putting him here because I think, well, he's going to retire, isn't he? There's talks about him getting another
Probably.
6 months because of everything that's going on at the minute. But he's going to retire, so it's not a sell. It's a bit like the Bravo situation. It's a more...
I thought he was going back to Spain.
He's going to retire. Yeah, apparently he's going back to Gran Canaria, his home country, isn't he? His
Yeah.
home island. But he has been linked with the MLS as well. David Beckham's team, what are they called? Can't remember what they're called. Is it the LA something team?
Miami.
Miami, that's the one.
Into Miami. Into Miami.
Yeah. He's been linked with them, I think, as well. He's been linked with a few places. Just so long as he doesn't go to where we're in the Prem, and he doesn't come back to bite us, that's fine. But I don't think he will anyway, to be honest with you. Next one, Fernandinho. He can stay, definitely. Such a versatile player, proven this season that he can pretty much play anywhere, as Pep said when he first came. Important player again. When we brought in Rodri, people questioned if he might take a back seat and maybe not play as much, but we've needed him this season at centre back, and he's stepped up. And again, fantastic player. What a signing. I can't remember how much we signed him for, but I can imagine it's nowhere near what he's valued at now.
I feel like he was only played, obviously, because of your injuries as much.
Yeah, I feel like if there wouldn't have been the injuries, he'd maybe played in a few cup competitions. He played a few, the end of a few games, 30 minutes at the end of games and stuff to give Rodri a bit of a rest. But yeah, because of the injuries is the main reason why he's been playing this season. I think you're right there. We've got no one in the loan list yet, have we? Jesus, again, I feel like he has to stay. I feel like he's just coming into his sort of shining light of form now. It's a shame that after that Real Madrid game, everything that happened, because that was his big game, that was his big chance that, he was sort of taken off from there. Feel a bit sorry for him in that respect, but I still feel like he's sort of the one for the future. I'm not sure about if he's the one for when Aguero goes, but I wouldn't be getting rid of him anytime soon, not on loan and not to sell either. Otherwise we'll end up in a situation where we were a few years ago, where we've got no strikers that are fit. Next one is Gundo. I really, really like Gundogan. I really like him. I do. I mean, there's a lot of City fans that hate him, and they'll find anything that they can to sort of blame on him. But, it's Gundogan's fault. Oh, that was Gundogan's fault. And you just think, well, no, he's honestly one of the best and most experienced players I think we've got in the squad, and he goes really under the radar. If you look at some of his stats since he started playing for us, some real. I can't see him going, and I wouldn't want him to go, to be honest. Again, another versatile player. We've got a lot of them. Next one, John Stones. Either on loan or a sell for me. I can't see him staying. I think Pep's lost his temper with him now. I feel like he's had 3 or 4 years he's had now. He came in for 50 mil. First season was a bit flat. Second season was okay. Third season he was good. He made a bit of an impression. But then this season you can tell he's really trying. But I just don't feel like he's good enough, if I'm being honest.
Trying too hard. Oh, just not good enough.
I don't know, because I feel like his best efforts are good, but he still makes silly little mistakes here and there in his game, and that was okay when he was a sort of young player, but now he's not. He's 24, 25 is his Stones. He's becoming a sort of developed player now, and he needs to stop making mistakes. He made one against Villa in the cup final. We were I think it was 2-0 at the time, yeah. And we let him in to score 1 goal, and that could have gone a different way. I mean, we struggled for the rest of that game. We were walking all over him, absolutely not a problem controlling the game. And he makes that one mistake, and they're in, and you think, do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like his time is up with Pep. I don't feel like Pep's going to stick around with him much longer.
No.
I think he's more likely to sell him than to loan him because of his age. But I think one or the other, because I'd like to see him come good, but I think more than likely.
I think sell's more likely than loan at this point.
Yeah, definitely. De Bruyne.
Loan?
Yeah. Keep, obviously, speaks for itself, that one. I don't think I really need to say much more about Kevin De Bruyne. Kyle Walker.
Got to be keep another season on it.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think he's got another season in him. Maybe another 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't know where his head's at. He's played really well for the last few years. We have got a great second choice right back sat in the substitutes at the minute.
Yeah.
That really deeply concerns me because when he's played, he has been immense. Like he would get into any other team pretty much. I mean, he walked out of Juventus' first team. Anyway, this is about Walker. Obviously, he's a good player. He's a solid Premier League player. He's got the experience. Found out recently he's pretty good in net. I can see him staying for a couple more years. Arguably one of our best players this season. I just feel like in some games he does sort of get away with a lot because the fan
He
base
switches
see him
off, doesn't he?
he does, and he does sometimes. I mean, against Madrid, it sort of it's a combination of him and Nico. Their mistakes that led to Isco's goal, and on another night that could have been completely different. Do you know what I mean? If that was 10 minutes later, would we have then got them goals later on? And I just feel like, again, like Stones, but not quite as extreme, he does make sort of little mistakes here and there.
He's just got a good recovery pace, so it's not always picked up on, is it?
Well, this is it as well, yeah. He's got that pace that we've not never had, but we've not had for a while in that position. I am grateful to have him, grateful for all he's done, but I can't see him staying for too much longer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he wants to go back to Sheffield United anyway.
That's it. Well, they want him back, and I've seen that. God, won't leave him alone on Twitter at the minute. I love him.
Sane, this is a interesting one.
I want him to stay. I really, really, really want him to stay. I love him. He's dead exciting to watch, like live, like the way he just goes past people and almost runs through defences, and he's got a bit of flair about him. He's got a finish on him. We saw that against Liverpool. It's a shame he's been injured this season. It really is, and it's a shame the injury came after all the speculation with Bayern, but in a way it's not, because I feel like he might have gone at that moment, but at the minute he's not signed a contract, but the contract's still on the table from City, I believe, and as of, it might be January, I think as of January, he's got 6 months obviously on his contract. The last thing I want, if he does go, is for him to go on a free. Because
What, is his contract up this season, or is it next season it's up? I think it's next season.
It's next season, yeah, otherwise they won't give him an extension, obviously. But I feel like Bayern have sort of done something really naughty here. The way that they've dealt with it has not been great. Apparently they've already talked with the players' agents and representatives, which I don't agree with.
It sort of happens though, doesn't it? It's one of them.
It's a Bayern move, isn't it? Bayern are apparently famous for it.
I just think that's how transfers work these days. You have to go to the player first. It's easier to agree terms with a player in this modern day than with a club, I think.
But I want him to stay.
Fair enough.
I think he's a fantastic player. I think Pep likes him too, but Pep's the kind of manager to say, look, if you don't want to play here, then there's the door. Off you go. Okay, next one, Nico. Nope. It's just not for me. He's just not
Time
for me.
to go.
He's really not. He never really has been, if I'm being honest. He had a good season. Well, he's had a good few years. He's put in the time he's been there, which has been
Gonna need to sign a hell of a lot of centre backs, mate.
5-6 years maybe. He's been alright, I guess. He's had a few standout seasons, maybe 2. But honestly, when he gets one-on-one with someone in the box, it makes me really nervous. Like, really nervous. He just flies in. Like, he just doesn't care.
He's got no self-control in those situations, has he?
And the thing is, you know what he's going to do. You can see it coming. He backs off, and then all of a sudden, just all guns blazing, he goes flying in. And you just think, what have you done that for, you clown? It's like, and that's it really. I mean, he scored that goal against you guys. It's possibly the best thing he's done this season, if I'm being honest. Zinchenko. He's played out of position. This is the problem. But I feel like if he plays in his position, he doesn't get in the team.
He's getting on a bit now, though, isn't he?
He's only about 22, 23.
Oh, right. I thought he was a bit older than that.
No, he's not that old. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. I'd like to see him stay.
Oh, put him in the stay section.
I'd like to see him stay, but I feel like given the reinforcements we're going to have to make in the summer, most likely, he's not going to get much game time. And I feel like him going out on loan maybe to a club, I don't know, mid-table sort of club, giving him that game time experience every single week. 'Cause I know he was getting that towards the back end of last season. That's why he was so good. But this season he hasn't got it. And I feel like that's what he needs, to be honest. He needs the experience.
Fair enough.
Maybe then his decision making will become a bit better. I mean, to be fair, we did just play him in a League Cup final. He hadn't played for months, and we just went, yeah, we need you in the League Cup final. And if his mentality isn't there, it's not his fault. Next, my favourite England youngster, Phil Foden. He's staying. Stockport lad through and through.
You don't think he needs a loan to get some game time?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. David Silva's making way, and he's making way for the next David Silva, which is up here, and he's called Phil Foden. He's already
bold statement there.
He's already formidable. In fact, we'll put these two guys together because that's going to be something that's going to terrify people for years to come. Honest to God, he is learning from the best. He's learning from the best. If he goes on loan anywhere, say he goes to Middlesbrough, he's going to be stood next to Adam Clayton in Middlesbrough, and what's he going to learn? Nothing.
I was thinking maybe more of a Premier League team to get 30-odd games down his belt. Because even if you get rid of David Silva, which you are doing obviously, and you just keep Phil Foden, I don't think he's playing more than 20 games next season.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pep's introducing him slowly. He's not dropping him in it, which I like. He's phasing him into it. What you've got to remember is he's still, 19 still? He's still young. He's got loads of time yet. And he's training with these people every day. He's got the mentality for these people. And when he plays, my God, does he play. It's not like when he plays he looks off the boil or he looks like he needs
pretty sure he was on in the derby and he barely touched it.
It's a derby though, isn't it? I feel like, I don't know, he's a City fan. So a derby's he knows what it means. I'm not doubting that at all. But
I'm not saying that. I just think alone. Personally, I think alone would have helped his career this season.
No.
Yeah, I do.
I can't agree. I mean, he plays for the badge as well. There's not a lot of players in our team that do that.
That's very true. But obviously, my opinion would have been, for England perspective, getting regular game time, and then maybe he'd be pushing for the Euros. But
I think next season he'll be getting regular game time. I really do. I think he will.
Difference of opinions.
Fair enough.
Shall we go next?
Felipe Sandler. He's a centre back. In case you don't know who he is. I've never really seen him play for us, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's ever really got a prolonged run in the team. I think he played a cup game last season. He's currently on loan at Anderlecht. Company took him over when he moved. Again, I've not really seen him play.
So I think he's going out on loan again then.
I know he's pretty young, and I reckon he'll go out on loan again because I can't see him being better than any of the defence that we've got or are going to sign.
Well, with all the defenders you're getting rid of, you definitely need to sign someone.
We're going to need reinforcements. No, we are. We definitely are.
Yeah.
You're right. I know we spent big on fullbacks recently, but
it's time to spend big on a centre-back, I think.
Exactly. Look at what Liverpool did with Van Dijk, but it's paid off. It's worked. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, Sterling. Obviously, he's got to stay. There's no question in that one. That's another no-brainer for me. His stats speak for himself. I know he's had a bit of a slow season. A lot of people have slated him for it. It happens. Do you know what I mean? Trust me, I've seen a lot worse whilst being at City. Great player for England, for City. Seems like a really good guy off the pitch as well. His goal scoring and assist records and what he provides when he's on the pitch is, you can't really fault it for anyone else in his position in the Prem, I don't think.
I like that he was a United fan when he was younger.
Don't matter to me, as long as he bangs in them goals. Next one is Mahrez.
Yeah, it's keeping it.
Again, he's got to keep. Same as Sterling, really. He stepped up this season, he really has, with Sane being injured. Obviously, the year before when we brought him in, he hardly really played, and then he was on against Brighton and he scored arguably one of the most important goals that season to seal the title at Brighton. He stepped up again this season, and he's possibly been again one of our best players this season, if I'm being honest. Mahrez, he's influential in games, he's there, do you know what I mean? And he's sort of brought his Leicester form back almost a little bit. I just think to that League Cup game against you guys, he was tearing it up. I mean, he was playing against a pretty poor back line.
Yeah, he did against Brandon Williams, and that's the worst game Brandon Williams has had, I think,
Well,
for us.
the thing is, we targeted him in that game. We had Mahrez on that side and
You
Brandon
did.
Williams. Obviously, Brandon Williams is going to struggle against Riyad Mahrez. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's not been playing that long, and Mahrez is possibly one of the worst people to mark, you'd imagine, and defend
I think
against.
we got it wrong that night. I think when Shaw came on, it looked a bit better.
Yeah,
I'll
he
say.
sort of strengthened you up a bit, didn't he? Give him a bit of support on that side.
Yeah.
But he'll possibly get caught again at some point, Williams, and he'll deal with it. But anyway, that's the United player. We're talking about City players. Aguero, obviously. Where else would he go? He's obviously going in the keep tier.
Going back to Argentina, isn't he?
Yeah,
Soon.
not the end of this season, end of next season. Don't, because I'll cry.
Well, he's already signed a lifetime contract because he wants to wait for you to win Champo. So
Stop stealing my jokes. Yeah, he apparently he's going back to Independiente end of next season. Anyway, yeah, he's got to stay. Obviously, record all-time goal scorer and all that. Angelino, keep.
he's out on loan, isn't he?
He's out on loan at RB Leipzig at the minute.
They've got option to buy, haven't they? And I think he's done pretty well, hasn't he?
He's doing amazing. Yeah, they can't actually. Apparently, I saw something the other day about they couldn't afford the buy fee or something, so he's just going to come back basically, or something to do with the buy fee. So he is going to come back. But I have seen them highlights and just thought, okay, so where was this player? where has he been?
Maybe he needs an extended run in the team. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, at City you don't really get that. It's not like you get a few chances to prove yourself. You get a chance to prove yourself, and if you don't, that's it.
Well, I think obviously the game against us when he went back at the Etihad where he properly struggled.
Yeah.
He's not really recovered from that, has he? You didn't really play him much after that.
Speaking about getting your chance in the team, and if you don't take it, Cancelo, he got given one chance towards the start of the season. He didn't have the best game, but honestly, he's so good. He's such a good player. I really want him to stay, but I don't think he will for his own career. He's possibly going to go, and I'd get that. I want him to stay, and this is what I want, this list.
Yeah.
And what I want and what's inevitable. I want him to stay. I think he's brilliant, but obviously with him and Walker in the same position, we're quite fortunate, I think. But I really want him to stay for when Walker does finally move on. But I can't see him sticking around. He's a pet player. He's fantastic on the ball. He can defend as well, and he gets up and down that line. He's not sort of, one that goes forward and then trudges back. He proper puts a shift in.
Yeah.
I just feel like because he didn't do too well in his first chance that Pep gave him, that was it. He was sort of frozen out. But now he's coming back into it. He's getting more game time just as of recent. Well, before the season got paused. Yeah, and I really want him to stay, but I know game time is important.
Yeah.
Eric Garcia, I can see him going on loan next season. Again, he's a phenomenal player for a centre-back. I don't feel like he's going to be a centre-back forever, though. He's a little bit small for me to be a centre-back. When he stands there next to Laporte, he just looks out of place. I don't know how strong he is, but he just looks tiny for winning balls in the air and stuff.
Well, Pep liked Mascherano there.
That's true.
Mascherano was a good centre-back.
That's true, actually, yeah. So maybe he's got something in store for him in the future. But I think he needs game time. And given the centre-backs we're going to sign, that's where he needs to go. And Rodri, again, is a definite keep for me. Fantastic player. Only just come in. Feel like he's already put his stamp on it and he can only get better.